What's going on? It's your boy, Brother Al, and I'm back with another one. And this one is about why women cheat on you. All right, now there's two main reasons. But first, before I get to those two main reasons, first there's two main things that you got to do in order to get to this point of understanding, okay, why she cheated. First, you have to establish that she is committed to you and only you. Okay. Most men, all right, and I'm going to recommend that you be that woman be monogamous with you. Okay. Don't be a cuck. Don't be a guy that's like, okay, I'm going to commit to this woman, or I'm going to make this official, and she's not committed to you. Because what women are famous doing is they'll mess around with another guy and say, "Oh, well, I was never committed to you in the first place. We wasn't committed. You wasn't my boyfriend. You're not my husband. Oh, I'm single." Women are famous for doing that. So first you got to establish that, hey, you only dealing with me. That's number one. That way she can't use that excuse as a way to segue out to be out there in the streets with somebody else. Then number two is you have to have evidence. Number one, that she cheated, because you could suspect that she did, but if she didn't, you're a major liability in a relationship, and you falsely accusing her could actually end a relationship that should have never ended in the first place. All right, so you better have evidence. And I also made a video of how to tell if she's cheating. Okay, the smoke. If you don't have the smoking gun, which is you walk in and you see her doing something that she shouldn't be doing with somebody else, or somebody shows you videotape evidence of something of her doing something, or saying something to somebody else that she shouldn't be doing or saying, then there's other ways of doing that. So I highly suggest you scroll through, watch the video. I'm sorry I don't have a tag, but scroll through my videos, and you'll see that I have a video. I don't have a lot of videos up, so you can easily find it of how to know telltale signs that she's cheating. All right. Um, One of the strongest evidences without the smoking gun, without catching her in the act, is if she burned you or she's burning, and you know you didn't pass it to her, and you know you committed to her. You're not being with anyone else. If you do end up with something, or she ends up with something, you know that you only committed to her. She got it for somebody else. And then there's a multitude of other signs. All right. Sudden lack of attention that she's giving you, ghosting you for like extended periods of time. All women ghost, all women pull back and withdraw. But if it's like, hold up, this is way too long, what's going on? Because sometimes women know that they're wrong, so they'll punish themselves by taking themselves out of the relationship without even telling you why, because they don't want to upset your little feelings. All right, but anyways, back to the two right reasons of why they cheat. Number one, you failed to satisfy the many different categories of hypergamy. All right, you failed to satisfy hypergamy. What is hypergamy? Hypergamy is the female attraction mechanism, which consists of a multitude of categories, a multitude of attraction triggers. Okay, excuse me. Women, all right, men have three main things that they're attracted to. Um, I call them the three S's: sex, sandwiches, and sweetness. Okay. Um, we love sexy looking women. We love sex. We want to be sexually stimulated. Sandwiches feed a man good, and that's a number two attraction trigger. And number three, sweetness. We like the kind, nice attitude, be his piece, not his piece of work. All right, those are the three main attraction triggers for men. Main attraction triggers for women are many different ones. Sexiness. You gotta be able to stimulate your wife. All right, don't be having sex outside of marriage. That's what I recommend as a Christian, and that's how a lot of men get jammed up. Is this premarital sex stuff? Now you got a baby, and you're basically married through the child with a woman who you can't stand the rest of your life. Things like that. Um, Excuse me. Um, they're also attracted to provision. Um, do you have at least have a job or some type of income, or if not, are you looking for income? And this is also based off of age too. Are you excelling in work? So you got sex, you got provision, You got your masculinity. You have leadership capabilities. You have social skills. Uh, can you affect her emotions? Um, all types of different things, and that's just six right off the top of my head. Already they doubled us. All right, but there's many different things. Um, you know, I could go on and on with it, but there's many different attraction triggers. Uh, your fashion, your muscular build, um, how you treat her. Is he too clingy? There's so many different things, and if you dissatisfy one, the thing with women is it's like a chain. Their attraction is like a system, like a machine, and if one link breaks, it's like the whole thing falls apart. All right, where and it kind of works like that too. But there's other things, and without whatever is in her, excuse me, y'all. I just finished shoveling, so I'm kind of runny nose. But whatever is her pet peeves, some links are stronger than others. So if it's one of her top pet peeves, that whole thing will collapse. But the good thing is, if it's something that she's not worried about much, like for instance, you might be lacking in one category. Let's say that you're a little overweight. All right. Um, like for me, weight is something that I struggle with all my life. I hit the gym and all that. I've established a nice decent amount of muscle for a man. Um, but I have other categories that I do excel in. So even though you might be lacking in one, others can strengthen that. But if it's one of her pet peeves, she's gone. Women have a much less lower tolerance um, for for being unattracted, if that makes sense. Okay, like if there's one thing that a woman's not attracted to, then that can be very very difficult to carry on that relationship because that could be the beginning of the end of the relationship. Whereas a man, if there's one thing that the woman messes up with, he's like, all right, I'll make an exception as long as she changes that behavior. A woman, if you mess up with her, that's you, and that's something that she holds pretty high in her hypergamy, then that's probably going to be the end of it. Or she's going to look to supplement that from another guy. So like you may be a very good provider, but you might be lacking in the bedroom. So she's like, okay, I can find this attraction trigger from another guy. So now she's dealing with you and with somebody else to fill in on one of those many different things that you're lacking in. You might be a beast in the bedroom, but you might be not providing as well. So she's going to another guy who likes to give her money in exchange for her attention. Okay, so even though she might not cheat sexually, she might cheat through other ways. That's why I don't really advocate for women that's in a relationship to have male friends because she might not be cheating sexually because she's okay with the sex of the relationship of the marriage, I should say, right? But she's going to look for that attention or that masculinity or that provision or that travel, right? Hey, I'm going on a girls trip, right? Or I'm going on a girls trip, but one of the homeboys is coming too that she ain't tell you about, but she likes to have fun with him. But I'm not sleeping with him, right? But she's getting one of those other needs met, one of those other attraction triggers met through the other guy. All right, so I also tell men, look, cheating is not always about sex. It could be cheating through attention. She could be getting that other stimulation of her attraction triggers in another way by another guy who's giving her attention. All right, but a lot of times we like to think cheating is sexual while she's messing around or while she's dealing with another man. But that's why it's one of those things. throughout polygamy, you're not satisfied. The number two reason is because you dealt with a woman who has been with multiple other guys before. Try to find the woman that's been with the least amount of men as possible, because what happens is those men put impressions on her. And the man who put the strongest impression on her, she's always going to be trying to chase the man that can do at least as much as that, if not better, you know? So you got to definitely keep in mind that the more women that the more men that woman has been with, the more soul ties, the harder it's going to be for her to commit to a man, because you have to outcompete the top man in her life. And the more the men that she's been with, the harder it is. They're going to try to outcompete that other man for her heart. And so she's going to look elsewhere trying to find, a, people call this the alpha widow. She's going to be trying to find another alpha as strong as that alpha that she's been with, that really wooed her over and had her head over heels. So if you want more videos like this, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if this helps you out and what you think. All right, God bless.